There is a common myth that persists in the minds of language learners across the globe, the belief that fluency is a destination, a golden city on a hill that you eventually reach if you study enough grammar books. We are taught to believe that one day a light switch will flip, and suddenly we will be fluent. But the truth is far more exciting. English is not a destination. English is a lifestyle. It is a living, breathing tool that belongs to you the moment you decide to use it. To truly master this language, you don't need more textbooks, you need a revolution of the mind. You need to become the architect of your own fluency. The prison of perfection. The greatest enemy you will ever face on this journey is not a difficult verb tense or a strange preposition. Your greatest enemy is the fear of looking stupid. Think about how we learned our first language. As children, we didn't sit with flashcards. We babbled. We made mistakes that made our parents laugh. We called a cat a dog and a car a truck. And yet, nobody told us to be quiet. Nobody told us our grammar was wrong. We were encouraged because we were communicating. Somewhere along the way to adulthood, we lost that bravery. We became obsessed with the red pen, that internal critic that stops us in the middle of a sentence because we aren't sure if we should use since or for. Let me tell you a secret. The world does not care about your grammar as much as it cares about your ideas. When you speak, people aren't listening for your mistakes, they are listening for your meaning. When you trip over a word, you aren't failing, you are proof testing your courage. Perfection is a prison that keeps your brilliance locked inside. Break the bars, be messy, be loud, be human. The identity revolution. If you want to speak English naturally, you must stop identifying as a student. A student is someone who waits for a teacher to give them a grade. A student is someone who feels below the language. Instead, you must perform an identity shift. From this moment forward, tell yourself, I am an English communicator. When you change your identity, your habits follow. An English communicator doesn't study for an hour on Sunday. An English communicator listens to an English podcast while making breakfast. They watch the news in English. They write their shopping list in English. They talk to their dog in English. You don't need to live in London or New York to be surrounded by the language. In 2026, the world is at your fingertips. Your phone is a portal. Your laptop is an immersion chamber. Build an English bubble around your life. If your environment is English, your brain has no choice but to adapt. Survival is the greatest motivator for the human brain. Make English a tool for your survival, your entertainment, and your connection. The rhythm of the soul. English is a musical language. It has a beat, a pulse, and a melody. Many learners focus so much on the words that they forget the music. Think of a song you love in a language you don't understand. You can still feel the emotion, right? You can hum the tune. English is the same. To speak naturally, you must learn to shadow. Find a speaker whose voice you admire, maybe an actor, a scientist, or a storyteller. Listen to them, not just to their words, but to their pauses. Listen to where they get excited and where they whisper. Mimic them like an actor rehearsing for a movie. This isn't studying, this is training. You're training your tongue, your lips, and your lungs to move in new ways. You're building muscle memory. When you stop overthinking the mechanics and start feeling the rhythm, fluency begins to flow through you like a river. The compound effect of 1%. We live in a world of instant gratification. We want to be fluent in 30 days. But language is a marathon, not a sprint. Consider the law of 1%. If you improve your English by just 1% every single day, you won't just be 365% better at the end of the year, you will be exponentially transformed. Small, addictive habits are the key. 5 minutes of thinking in English while you shower, 10 minutes of reading a blog post about a topic you love, 2 minutes of recording your own voice and listening back. These tiny moments are the bricks that build your cathedral. Don't look for the big leap, look for the daily step. Consistency is the only magic wand in language learning. The person who practices for 15 minutes every day will always defeat the person who studies for 5 hours once a month. Your voice is a gift. Finally, remember why you are doing this. You are learning English because you have something to say. You have a story that the world needs to hear. You have expertise that can help someone on the other side of the planet. You have a sense of humor that can brighten someone's day. Your accent? That is not a problem to be fixed. Your accent is a passport. It tells the world that you are a bridge builder. It shows that you have the intelligence and the grit to master a completely different way of thinking. Never apologize for your accent. It is the sound of your bravery. The journey to fluency is not about becoming someone else. It is about expanding who you already are. It is about opening doors that were previously locked and crossing oceans that were previously unpassable. Conclusion: the call to action. So today, I challenge you. Get addicted to the growth. Fall in love with the process of discovery. Laugh at your mistakes. Celebrate your small wins. Stop waiting for a permission slip to speak. The world is a massive conversation, and there is a seat at the table with your name on it. Take a deep breath, open your heart, and just start. Your future self, the one who speaks with ease, confidence, and joy, is waiting for you to take the first step. Speak. The world is listening.